Hi, my name is Resh, and we're going to cook a sweet and spicy exotic burger and fries. And the reason why I call it exotic is because it's a mix of both Hawaiian and Indian. And so I'm going to mix in both flavors and make something awesome. So I'm going to explain that to you guys. The fries. These here are actually sweet potatoes, and I cut them up, 3 of them, because I would say 1 per person is actually more appropriate because they're complex carbs, they'll fill you up, they're very good for you, they're definitely non-healthy. So what I plan on doing with that is baking it, and along with it there's a few spices that I think would be appropriate for it. So what I plan on using in it is just simple stuff, so it's like cayenne pepper, cumin, ground coriander, red curry powder, sage, paprika, pretty much anything you randomly have in your kitchen will work. You just need something that'll spice up a simple dish. So in this case, I'd say whatever you have, just utilize it. Over here for the sweet potato baked fries, because I wanted to make it really spiced up and flavorful. So the best way to do it, and to make sure it's evenly distributed, is to put it in a Ziploc bag. It's like an old school trick that I use. So I throw all of my spices that I like to use into a bag, mix it up, throw the sweet potatoes in there, and do like the whole old school shake and bake. And then I throw them on a foil with some olive oil, and you'll see how the rest goes. As well as I could. As you can see, the spices are all in there. And there's 2 ingredients that I need to add actually before I decide to do this. So these could be simple sweet potato fries, but I love garlic, and like I told you, it's a staple in my culture. So I wanted to throw some actual garlic, because garlic powder doesn't taste as good as actual raw garlic. So I'm going to throw that in there and mix it up, so that way it can get like a nice flavor. And you can put 2 teaspoons if you want into it. You can put as much as you want. In this case, I'm putting 2 teaspoons into a bag of 3 sweet potatoes that I've cut up. I'm going to mix that up as well. But another thing I need to add to make sure that it's also well oiled, to get it baked very properly. And you can also, what I'm doing is pamming the tray. So the tray that I'm talking about is over here. It's a glass tray that I have. And what I'm putting is like a whole layer of Pam over it. But that's just to make sure it doesn't stick to the actual tray. But while I'm cooking it, I'm also making sure I put some olive oil to make sure that it's well oiled, it doesn't stick or anything, and also you want it to be crispy, so you want to make sure you put enough olive oil. In this case, I'll probably put about 3 tablespoons because it's a large portion of sweet potatoes, but again, it's up to you. If it's a 2-serving dish, then you could put 1 to 2 tablespoons, but in this case, I'm going to put about 3 to 4, I would say. The shake and bake dance, and this is what it looks like. It's dressed properly with all of the seasonings. It's evenly distributed. I threw some more Pam on it after the olive oil to make sure it's, like I said, a well-oiled dish. And while that was happening, I actually preheated the oven to 425 degrees. So it needs to make sure it's warm, so that way when we're ready to go, we're going to put it in for 15 minutes first, and then we'll check up on it, and then we'll turn it. So it's 15 minutes on 425 degrees, and then we'll turn it. So you can set this up right now. It's kind of hot right now. Hopefully I don't burn myself. Alright, let's wait 15 minutes. They're done. So I'm going to pull this out of the oven here. And whew, it's hot. So I'm going to go over there. I'm going to have to back up. No one particular. And I have a special little ingredient that I love to add, which is Parmesan cheese. That is awesome. Throw this on top. Oh yeah. Spicy with some cheese on top. You can't ask for anything more than that. It's pretty awesome. Check that out. It's a really good dish, and since it's still sizzling hot, it'll melt on its own. You don't have to put it back. The recipe is going to be the sauce for the burger, which is going to be the pineapple. Right? It's a nice base for it. And then we're going to do the honey barbecue, which will give it a nice tanginess, and then also this low sodium soy sauce, which is popularly made by Kikkoman. What I like to add to it, which is my little twist, which adds to the name of the exotic, which is Indian and Hawaiian, is this hot sauce, which is, something people popularly use, which is Red Devil, but it'll give it a nice little kick. So I'm excited to make this happen. On top of the burger. So what I'm going to utilize, like I said previously, it's going to be that honey barbecue sauce, some tomatoes, pineapple of course, some garlic, and I need to put some hot sauce in there because that's what I love. So here we go. You can start by layering it up with some Pam to make sure it's not going to stick to the pan because that's pointless if we do that. Alrighty. Be careful, you don't want to heat up the stove for too long. I made that mistake right now. It's okay. You can redeem yourself. That smells like it's burning a little bit. Okay, thank you. There's nobody else here, by the way. It's just me. Just me. Nobody else is helping me at all. So we're going to make sure this is perfectly seasoned. I am totally by myself, by the way. I don't know where that light-skinned hand came from. But anyway, I'm going to do this hot sauce because it's going to help spice it up. I'll throw in some more. How many teaspoons? 10. I'm Indian, so we don't do 2 or 3 with hot sauce. It's like 10. 10 plus. So we're going to just mix this up. Let it simmer, let it cook up. I had finally chopped everything that I threw in there, so regardless, it's going to be like a nice little infusion of flavor. Just make sure you don't keep the pan too hot, because when you do that, you cook some ingredients a little too fast, and certain ingredients are left raw. So you don't want to do like an uneven cooking of the flavors, because you will top your burger off with this, so it's very important that it's a nice little added flavor to the burger. So take a look at that. It's a nice little color, and we're just going to let it simmer for a little bit there, probably for a few minutes, maybe 5 minutes. On low heat, of course. The video is going to be me making the burger, which is going to be an extra lean ground breast of turkey. So you want to be as healthy as you can be. And it requires also breadcrumbs. I'm going to put a few of that. I'm going to explain how many tablespoons you're going to need with that. Also, we're going to do pineapple yet again, because it's the staple ingredient for this dish. We're going to throw some tomatoes in there, some chopped onions, and I have 4 surprising ingredients that I'm going to throw in there, which is cayenne pepper, black pepper, brown sugar, and also garlic, because I have to do garlic. Garlic is something that, in my culture we do very often. Garlic and onions are 2 very popular ingredients we Indians use, so I have to do it even if it's not typically used in burgers. So it's going to be a very spiced up dish. But I think you guys will like it. It's very, very good. So we're going to try that out. I'm mixing the ground turkey. So in this case what we have is the turkey first. We're putting 3 tablespoons of unseasoned breadcrumbs over here. I'd say about 3 tablespoons of finely chopped onions. We're going to also add a few other things. So in this case we're going to do about a tablespoon of brown sugar. Throw that in there. Can't throw it in there. Hold on, we'll throw it in there. Throw that goodness in there. Alrighty. Alright, then we're gonna also throw some cayenne pepper, which is about a quarter teaspoon, and also a teaspoon of olive oil. So if you want to if you want to just kind of do like an off the cuff measurement, I'd say this is about a 1/4 of a teaspoon, and about a teaspoon of olive oil. We can pretty much do a guesswork here. I'd say that's a teaspoon right there. And then we have a few other things. So you can do to your liking. I like black pepper in all my food. I think it's very important. You can throw that in there as well. This also asks for a teaspoon of pineapple again. So I'm going to throw in more pineapple in there. And then basically the trick is just to mix it up. You can use your hands, you can just mix it with a spoon. So I'm just gonna mix this up first and then I'll show you the aftermath. And also we finally did that sauce. It looks awesome to top off that burger. Smells awesome. I wish you could smell it. So anyway, the last step that we're gonna do is actually make the freaking burgers. That's the whole point of doing this. Burgers and fries, remember? So what we're gonna do is, my hands are washed, they're clean, I promise. We're gonna have to use our hands. I know that sounds really weird, but we're gonna use our hands and we're gonna have to do a little cupping action here. Make sure that it's a nice, well-sized burger. I'm making this for 3, so it's gonna be an awesome sized burger because we love to eat. So as you can see, as I'm making this happen, there's a whole bunch of ingredients going on, which I've previously shown you. It's been well mixed. And I put some Pam in the pan, so as that has been heated up, I'm gonna throw this in there. That was very anticlimactic. It's supposed to sizzle. There we go. There's a sizzle. So I'm gonna keep an eye on this. I'm gonna make sure it's cooked very well. I like my burgers medium rare, but it depends on how everybody else wants their burgers. So typically it's well done, so we'll see, but you will see the end results in a couple minutes, so I'll show you guys soon. The proper thing to make sure you have is the buns and all the toppers. So we have whole wheat bread, the hamburger buns over here, which is really healthy. Instead of using the regular iceberg lettuce, we're going to do some spinach and arugula, which is a really great combination here, and it's healthy. And also a really good topper here is tomato and onions. If you don't like them raw, you can saute them if you'd like. But in this case, I'm just going to make sure that the onions are raw and also tomato is raw. So here we go. Looks like it's finally done, so let's look at it. Come a little closer. Yeah, that's pretty much done. So let's walk over to the burger that I've set up for this. So over here, I have the buns over here, which is the whole wheat buns I showed you guys earlier. The sauce that I worked on, the garlic and the barbecue and all that jazz. I have the raw tomatoes and onions and the arugula and spinach I showed you guys. So I'm going to finally dress it up with the burger here. Put it on this side right here. Alrighty, throw on some garlic and onions that we're cooking with the burger. And to finally jazz it up, I'm going to use this right here. And these are the sweet potato fries we're working on. Give a nice little portion of it right here. The Parmesan cheese on top. Alright. And this is the final product of the dish we worked very hard for. So hopefully you guys like it. And like I said, if I can do it, you guys can do it too. So give it a shot. I want to see it if you guys do it too. So here you go, the sweet and spicy exotic combo.